Good afternoon. So, we did a story about a peacock earlier in the year that was murdered. Um, that I will put in a card. Like, you should see it somewhere on the screen if you're on your phone or something. But if you don't, then just chalk it up to me being bad at technology. Anyway, today we have another story about an HOA that has waded into the peacock controversy. This one's out of West Houston. Let me get you there. It says West Houston neighborhood fighting to keep peacocks after HOA cites complaints. It says a group of residents is fighting to keep peacocks in their West Houston neighborhood. Fans of the exotic birds told KPRC2 that the peafowls have become a part of the Health Lake community. People know this neighborhood because of the birds. They don't harm anybody. They're beautiful, one of the residents said. Another one said, I'm not sure what sort of spirit it takes to banish beauty, and that's why I'm here. I love the birds. And then said some residents who did not want to go on camera said the peafowl are loud, messy, and eat the neighborhood plants. So then it turns out the HOA has gotten involved, and they'd gotten several complaints, and they're conducting a survey to determine whether the presence of the peafowl in the community is desirable or not. So, what are they going to do if they're not desirable? Are they just going to off the peacocks? It's a very strange situation because, like, I don't know if you've seen all my videos, but we have ducks in the neighborhood. Like, and they come here a certain time of the year, and they're cute, and there's only like 2 of them, and then they leave. And then we've seen turkeys. Nobody's mad at the turkeys, although Gobble the Turkey in episode 2, I'll put that episode down at the bottom too. That was a bad thing. RIP. Solidarity. But yeah, that's what the article says, is they're going to literally just have a vote, and then whatever happens. What do you think? I can't really understand why an HOA would be upset with or spend their time with peacocks in a subdivision. But, that's just me. So I had some thoughts and I had some questions, and I thought we could go over them. Number 1, it says, in quotes, some residents who did not want to go on camera said the peafowl are loud, messy, and eat the neighborhood plants. My thought was this could easily be confused for basically anyone living in an HOA. As a joke. 2, conducting a survey. So if the majority of the residents choose to keep the birds, will they keep them? Or what is the actual question? So, like, if people do want to keep the birds, are you going to leave them alone as an HOA, or is this just some sort of pretext to getting rid of the birds? In the comments section, there's accusations that the vote isn't going to be legit because there's only so many people going to see the survey, which is fascinating. I mean, on a broader scale. In quotes, we're hoping this survey will be conducted honestly, and I think it will show without question the vast majority of the people want the birds to stay, and we're hoping the board will go along and then start doing the work they're supposed to do. They shouldn't be worried about the birds. And then my question then is, what should this particular HOA be worried about? I'm not a big supporter of HOAs, but if you have a HOA and you have residents complaining about birds and what to do about them, remember we had the duck story? I'll put that in the comment, or I'll put that in the section below too. It's just kind of interesting. So I did look at the comments. Here's one of the comments. It says, the house I lived in a few years ago backed up to a home with several peacocks. They are very aggressive and very loud, not suitable for a neighborhood setting. And so is that true? Are they more loud than a constantly barking dog? And I don't know, because I'm in St. Louis and we don't have peacocks here. And then there's another quote. It says, before Harvey, no one complained about the birds. Post Harvey, young families are moving in and show less tolerance. The birds were here first and everyone knows they live here. Move if you don't like it. My thought to that was, birds were there first before the people were complaining. And what's this about? I've seen this a lot with dirt racetracks. The land around the racetrack is cheap because it's very noisy and dusty. And then a developer buys the cheap land and puts houses on it. And the new residents complain about the racetrack, and then the community presses to close the racetrack. The idea that something was there first doesn't seem to be legitimate to anyone. First is not a right, it would seem. And that's the way I kind of see it. It's like we were here first. Well, it doesn't seem to work. The birds were here first. Well, does that mean you get to keep them? No. If things change, if people decide a majority doesn't like the birds, I guess they're out. And I got to thinking about this as a real estate agent. If I was a real estate agent, and I am, I was showing buyers houses in this subdivision, would I know that there was a flock of peacocks? And how would the potential buyers look at it? Like, would this be something that they would be happy about, or is this something that would be negative? So it would need to be disclosed. Like, a seller hates the peacocks and is moving because they're annoying and dirty. Like, does the disclosure only limit what is wrong with the physical structure? Our seller disclosure in St. Louis does include the yard. For example, toxic waste and sinkholes are on the disclosure. So it's very, very interesting. Is this something you would have to disclose? I'm moving out because these peacocks are annoying. What about you're moving out because of the HOA did something you disagree with? I'm leaving because they got rid of the peacocks. I don't know. Did you know a flock of peacocks is actually called a muster? That's what I have for you today. Not too much, but, you know, in the HOA fight, you normally think about it as, you know, garage door colors or house colors or fence colors. Sometimes there's something in a yard. I saw yesterday an HOA got mad at somebody for a little library in their driveway. It's weird. I don't know who would want to be governed like that. But thousands and probably millions of people are across the United States. So anyway, that's all I have. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I'll catch you on the next one.